What's up everybody, Doomwake here, and welcome to another video on the channel. Before we continue, hit the thumbs up button, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the content, and please don't forget to let me know in the comment section below what you thought of the video. So again, I apologize, the past couple of days I've been feeling a little under the weather, so that's why I haven't been able to go ahead and make a video, but I'm feeling better today, and now it's time to play some Death Shadow, but not the Death Shadow deck that I think you think that I was going to play. So this particular version of Death Shadow top 16'd the Sunday challenge on Magic Online, and it's kind of a blast from the past. You know, I am in love with everything that's going on here. This particular version of Shadow, maybe not this exact configuration, but the idea of playing Temur Battle Rage, Become Immense, Mutagenic Growth, a little bit more lower to the ground type Shadow deck is really how I kind of first fell in love playing Modern, and whenever something like this does well, I have to give it a go. So this is a Death Shadow deck. For those of you who know, Death Shadow gets bigger when you lose life, so tons of ways to pay life. Fetch lands, shock lands is the most common way. You also have Thoughtseize, you also have Mutagenic Growth, and one that doesn't come up as often because it's not really that much damage, but you can love it out yourself too. But we're combining those type of effects. So you have Death Shadow, which is a very large creature, Scourge of the Skyclaves, which hasn't been seeing a lot of play for good reason, because really bad against the card Solitude. But if you dodge Solitude, maybe this deck is good. Maybe that's what happened to the person who played it. But the idea is we're combining all these large creatures along with pump effects like Become Immense and Mutagenic Growth, both to pump our creatures for cheap and or free, when combined with Swift Spear and Soulscar Mage, because they have prowess, can make that a really powerful combination. And then we're kind of tying the room together with a card that has, again, because of Solitude, has really not seen a lot of play as of late, Temur Battle Rage. If you can dodge the Solitude decks, I really like this deck's positioning against most of the, maybe the Shadow Mirrors, just because you're a little bit lower to the ground. You know, you have a higher threat density too. Like, this deck has 20 creatures. Even though I think the Battle Rage Become Immense stuff is not the best in the Shadow Mirrors, just the fact that you have more overall threats, I think gives you maybe a slight edge. Again, it's a Shadow Mirror, you're never going to be that far ahead. But yeah, this deck is really just pairing those types of effects. It's a clean deck list, all four ofs. Outside of the creatures, you know, we also have Ragavans. Obviously, a Ragavan's busted, gotta play it. And then we got some spells here, Mishra's Bauble, Thoughtseize, Lava Dart. So just a really clean deck list, a lot of four ofs, a lot of good stuff going on here. 18 lands, only 5 fetchables. That's kind of funny. But you really want to only ever have fetch lands, shock lands when you're playing with Shadow and Scourge, so it makes sense. Also, the fetch lands power Become Immense. Moving on to the sideboard, we got Soul Guide Lantern here. 4 copies, really good in the Lurrus Mirrors and also very good against Living End. A Void Mirror here, mostly for Cascade, also fine against Tron. 2 copies of Chalice the Void, only here for Cascade. As you can see, do not bring this card in if you're trying. Do not ever Chalice on 1. Fair warning. Obviously, we have our Lurrus, because Lurrus is the best card in the format. 3 copies of Alpine Moon here for Tron and Urza Saga. We got a Lightning Bolt when we maybe want some more interaction against stuff like Ragavan and Dragon's Rage Channeler. We got Kozilek's Return for things like, you know, people who play Sanctifier or Core Firewalker. There's maybe small creature decks. Not a ton of spots where Kozilek's Return is good, but I think Hammer Time is maybe the one that comes to mind the most. But you got to time it right against Hammer Time. And then 1 copy of Apostle's Blessing for when we want to, when we're playing against a really heavy, removal-heavy deck, we maybe want some more ways, a way to protect our creature if we go for like a Become Immense Temur Battle Rage type thing. So yeah, that's the deck list. Again, not a ton to go over. It's pretty straightforward stuff here. Just put, you know, A plus B on any creature, and kind of you're good to go from there. So that is all I got for now. So I will see you back here in just a little bit for round number 1. All right, everybody, we're here for round number 1. We got some Jund Death Shadow. Let's see what we're up against. Okay, this hand works. We are a little light on paying life resources for Death Shadow. We do have, you know, turn 1 turn 1 Swift Spear with Mishra's Bauble, cycle the Bauble, get in for some damage. If our opponent is playing red spells, we could protect our Swift Spear with Mutagenic Growth. They're not, they're playing Tron. I think historically, these Jund versions of Death Shadow, I think tend to have a pretty favorable Tron matchup because they kill so quickly. I'm actually not going to cast the mutagenic growths here because I want to save them in case I draw Temur Battle Rage. So let's go ahead and attack for 2. Obviously, I could deal my opponent 6 more damage there, but not a ton of reason to do so. We can actually cast Become Immense next turn because I have Fetch Land plus double growth. So currently that would be... It's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 plus 6 is 14. So we're a little bit shy of lethal. Interesting, interesting. All right, how much life can I pay this turn? What I could do is go Fetch Land, Sacrifice, 2 cards in Graveyard. Well, Fetch Shock, go to 15. Swift Spear, double mutagenic growth, go to 11, right? Because it's 18, 3 from the shock, 4 from the growths. So that would be a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage plus a Death Shadow, and they can't O-Stone or Ugin me next turn. Alright, let's do that. So let's go Fetch Shock, play a 2/2 Shadow, right? Because we're going to be at 11. So we'll go Fetch Shock, play Swift Spear, attack with both, go ahead and cast our mutagenic growths. We'll split them up just in case. I guess this is worse if we draw Temur Battle Rage, but... So they go to 10, or they go to 8, excuse me. And then play a 2/2 Shadow. This is not great if they have Wormcoil Engine, because we can't currently kill them through a Wormcoil. So they go Tron Land Wormcoil, then block the Shadow, go up to 14, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4 plus 6 is 10. So a Lava Dart would kill them, a TBR would kill them. Yeah, okay. So Lava Dart, TBR, mutagenic growth. What else kills them? I'm trying to think of if there's anything else that actually kills them in that spot. Thoughtseize wouldn't do it because there's only 2 more triggers. So yeah, it's just mutagenic growth, Lava Dart, Temur Battle Rage would kill them. Of which we have, what, 9 outs, right? 4 Lava Dart, 2 growth, 3 TBR. Bobble is +2, so Bobble would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus 6 is 12, and they're getting 6 going to 14, so they would go to 2. So 1 prowess trigger is not quite enough to kill them. Alright, so our opponent has played the Power Plant and sacrificed the star that we knew about. And looks like they have the Wormcoil. Now they have Thragtusk. So 13, block the Shadow. We're still going to be a little bit off, right? 9... Yeah, we're going to be a little bit off, aren't we? Attack with both. 6, 7, 8. We put them to 1. And they have 3 cards in hand. I mean, putting them to 1 is pretty good, because that means they're dead to Lava Dart. Can also save it in case we draw TBR. Like, I could just pick up Lurrus here. I don't know if that's better, because that's a little bit worse if they have Ugin as a follow-up, so I kind of think I just have to put them to 1 and hope to draw Lava Dart or potentially another haste creature, even if they leave back the Thragtusk. So I think this is my best line. I mean, it also kind of sucks because they have the Thragtusk to attack me. I'm going to keep the Shadow in the graveyard. I think that's more relevant if I do somehow get to Lurrus at some point, but... Alright, so they go to 1. I don't think there's a reason to shock. If we draw a Shadow, we can fetch shock, so... Yeah, any spell would have killed them there. Well, any 1 or 0 mana spell. Well, TBR would have killed them too, so... But yeah, because they played the Dismember, we were only 1 point short of lethal there. Alright, our opponent has decided to cast Karn, the Great Creator. Okay. And they are minusing the Karn. And they are getting... What are we going to get? Trinosphere. That is fine by me. Don't really think that changes much. They're still dead to a haste creature or a Lava Dart. They're not dead to a Bloodstained Mire, though. Alright, pass the turn. Instantly minusing. They got a Sundering Titan. Don't think we're going to be able to beat that. because they get to blow up 3 lands, and then take 5, go to 6 next turn. Yeah, I don't think I have any outs now, because I have to fetch. So we are dead. Going to game number 2. We get to bring in some Alpine Moons. I don't think I want Chalice. Void Mirror, I don't know. Void Mirror is kind of interesting. It's good in some spots, but obviously if they have, you know, a Yavimaya or already have a Chromatic Sphere in play, they can get around it. I still think it's good enough to bring in, because there are definitely spots where it's really good. And I think, honestly, the card I kind of want to cut is Soulscar Mage, because I think Shadow and Scourge are both a little bit better / more high impact, and I want to keep all the haste creatures. And I think the best way to win this matchup is be as aggressive as possible, which is why I want to keep in Lava Dart. Although, if I'm cutting Soulscar Mage, Lava Dart does get a little bit worse. So there's something to be said about keeping in the Soulscar to go with the Lava Darts and maybe cutting the Scourges just because they're 2-mana threats and they're just too slow. They do hit kind of hard, though, so it's tough. Like, I think I want to keep all the Become Immense TBR Mutagenic Growth stuff. Ragavan's good. I think I want to keep the Prowess creatures. Have to keep in the Thoughtseizes. I think Shadow is better than Scourge. Although, I guess, technically speaking, it's probably easier to cast Scourge than it is Shadow, because you just need a 1-drop. And then you can play Scourge on turn 2, and it probably hits a little bit harder. Okay, this is going to look weird, but I'm going to try cutting Death Shadow. I know that sounds really odd, but I think it just kind of makes the most sense. Alright, 1 lander, but I have 2 Prowess creatures and an Alpine Moon and a Ragavan, so I'm definitely going to keep this. I can go Ragavan into maybe double 1-drop, maybe 1-drop Alpine Moon after I hit with Ragavan. Could also maybe just play Scourge on turn 2. Like, if I draw a land, I'm almost certainly going to play 1-drop plus Scourge on turn 2. So let's go Blood Crypt Ragavan. Alright, we got a Power Plant, and oh, they have Dismember. Is that what this is? Well, that sucks. That's not good. They don't have Dismember. Okay. Do I want to play a Scourge, or do I want to play 2 1-drops? I think it's probably better to play 2 1-drops, but in that case I should have just played the Swiss Spear pre-combat. I don't know why I didn't think about that. Yeah, I should have just played the Swiss Spear pre-combat. For some reason I thought that I wanted the mana post-combat to play Scourge, but I think it's both better mana efficiently and damage output-wise to just play the 2 1-drops, because I get in a lot more damage next turn. Because now, even if I brick on land, I can still play the Alpine Moon, and they probably, if they have, like, if they draw Dismember, they probably have to kill the Ragavan, in which case I just get in a lot more damage. So, should have played this pre-combat, knowing that I wasn't going to play the Scourge of the Skyclaves that turn. Alright, the Stirrings for Tron land doesn't matter because we have the Alpine Moon. So let's play the Alpine Moon pre-combat. I will name Urza's probably Power Plant. I don't know, it doesn't really matter which one you name, so they have all 3. Name Urza's Power Plant. Oh, it's actually better to name the one that's in their hand, so they can't... Yeah, I was going to say so they can't play like Nature's Claim plus have a bunch of mana, but they could do that anyways, what I'm saying. So, do I want to cast Mutagenic Growth here is the question. No, because I have the TBR. So I can save the Mutagenic Growth here, and then not play the Swiss Spear, and then if I find a land, I can Growth plus TBR next turn for what is almost certainly going to be lethal. Sylvan Scrying for Blast Zone. Hopefully that's going to be too slow. Kind of have to find a land here, though. Interesting that they played the map into the Blast Zone that they probably have to sacrifice next turn. It's kind of strange. I'm not going to deploy the Swift Spear. Oh, I don't need a land for Growth plus TBR. What am I saying? I have the land from the treasure token. For some reason, I thought I was forgetting the treasure token. But yeah, they're just dead. I'm slow rolling them for no reason. My bad. My bad, my bad, my bad. Math is not my strong suit. Okay, take 1,000,000. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking there. Alright, game 3. Soul Gate, probably you're yelling at the screen right now. Do Mike, you have lethal? I don't know. I kind of like boarding out the shadows there. Like that game, for example, I don't think Shadow... well, we didn't have time to cast the Scourge anyways, but I think it probably still would have been worse than Scourge, so I think I actually kind of like this sideboard plan. It seems really weird, but... because Shadow is a 1-mana creature, but it's slow in the sense that it's, like, impossible to cast on turn 2, so... It's another 1-lander, but I have double Alpine Moon and Thoughtseize. I think you kind of have to keep hands like this. It's just too much disruption. I'm on the draw. If I draw any land, this hand is, like, basically close to perfect. So. I think I'm going to lead on Swift Spear. Maybe it depends on what they do. Okay, they didn't play anything. Let's actually lead on Soulscar. And then I can go Swift Spear into a 1-mana interactive spell. Either Thoughtseize or Alpine Moon. Probably Thoughtseize. So they're gonna scrying, they get a power plant. Yeah, I think I'm gonna Thoughtseize here. Let's go Swift Spear, Thoughtseize. Next turn, Dash Ragavan. Swift Spear, Thoughtseize you, see what's going on. They have a Stirrings and a Scrying. Well, I think I should take the Scrying because it's guaranteed Tron. And leave them with the Stirrings, which is not guaranteed Tron. Let's see what they hit. They hit a Wormcoil Engine. Okay, well, let's hope they don't find the mine. Assume they're going to play the power plant, yeah. So now, I think... could risk it here and go Dash Ragavan, play Alpine Moon. So much worse if they... oh, I could just double Alpine Moon. One on an Urza land and one on Blast Zone, I think. I think that's kind of what I want to do. So let's name the one they don't have, which is Urza's Mine. And then... yeah, I think I'm just going to play the second one and name Blast Zone so I can't get Blast Zoned. And then we'll 6 them to 10. And now, next turn we have potentially... if we draw a land, we can dash plus double dart. 8, which is lethal, right? 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that should be lethal. That is not quite lethal. But let's go Dash Ragavan, attack for 4, they go to 6. And then I can post-combat play the Soulscar Mage. And then pass. They can crack the map. They can't do anything with Blast Zone, though, so... I don't know what they're even getting at this point. Got a Forest, that's fine. I mean, they can hardcast, they can play Karn the Great Creator, but I don't think that does anything. Their hand right now is Peatland, Wormcoil, Forest, so... and they hit a star. Okay. There's the Forest. Now they play the star, but we just have lethal in our hand, so... I think we should be good. Yeah, drawing the second Alpine move was clutch, because I was able to name... I was able to keep them off of Tron and Blast Zone, which is their best way to answer this kind of board, so just drawing 2 Alpine Moons is so sick against Tron. So yeah, we're 1-0, and I'll see you back here in just a little bit for round number 2. Alright, round number 2, let's go. Ooh, we got a Luris Mirror. This is kind of the issue with playing the Mutagenic Growth Become Immense Temur Battle Rage stuff, is I think you're pretty disadvantaged in the Luris Mirrors, but you are much better against basically everything else. This hand's fine. It's not bad. It's got some threats and some stuff, but yeah, you're historically Death Shadow Mirrors were the person who had who drew less of the mutagenic TBR, that kind of stuff, was always favored. And the reason for that is because both decks have so much interaction and ways to stop each other from having creatures in play that it's really detrimental to draw too many of those type of effects. I think I am going to bobble myself because I have Fetch Land and Blood Crypt, and I kind of need to find a Lava Dart for this. Alright, cool. So let's play Blood Crypt. I think I'm actually going to pass and upkeep the Blood Crypt. Then I get, or upkeep the Lava Dart and maybe dash this next turn. Because I wanna kill this Channeler before they get Delirious. I know they can Ragavan me now, but I don't want them to... Well, I guess I could just respond to the Surveil trigger if they put Surveils on the stack or something. Okay. So I can Lava Dart that if I want to. I don't really want to. They did put a card on top. Alright, they took my Ragavan. Makes sense. Like to find... That one's actually not that bad. Let's actually just play that. Yeah, that was actually a really good draw. Because outside of Fatal Push or Terminate, it's going to be pretty hard for them to kill this, because we have Lightning Bolt covered because we can protect it with Growth. It's already a 3-3, so... That's probably one of our best draws. Because now I can just go, you know, Fetch Shock, attack, yada yada. I think I'm going to discard... Wait, are they just dead to the Battle Rage? If I discard Death Shadow, are they just dead? I can also discard a land. Right? If I discard a land and pay 3 life, I go to 12, then I can growth to 10, make this 5. First strike, it would get +5s, they'd go to 12, and then it would be 10, right? Because it's 3, 4, 5. First strike damage, they would take 5, they would go to 12, and then it would be 12, 8 plus 2 is 10, so it's only 15. I think it's still pretty good to discard the land here. Oh, I can Lava Dart them too, right? Yeah, I can just go Growth TBR Lava Dart, and that should be lethal. Because the Lava Dart puts them to 1. It's essentially worth 2 damage with the Scourge of the Skyclaves. Unless, of course, they have Fatal Push. No, okay, they should be dead then. Cool. Alright, well, as much as I talk crap about the TBR mutagenic growth stuff, it looks like we're going to win the game with it. So, you know. But that's the thing, is a lot of the removal spells that people are playing are damage-based, and Scourge outsizes those pretty quickly. So we're going to go TBR, and then Lava Dart. Again, we're Lava Darting before combat, because it gets the 1 damage we need from the Scourge. Alright, 22-22 Trample. Alright, so playing against a Luris Mirror. I want Apostle's Blessing for protection. I want Bolt to be able to kill Ragavan and Channeler, and I think I want the Lanterns. You can't really bring in Chalice because your deck is all 1-mana spells. This is really only here for Cascade. And the cards that we're cutting... Okay, I know we just won the game with them. Actually, maybe Thoughtseize is worse. Maybe we just cut all the Thoughtseizes and cut one of each of these, and then just keep them honest. Yeah, okay, let's do it. Because I think Thoughtseize is actually worse than having the Become Immense TBR stuff. I think let's do this. Thoughtseize is really bad in these kinds of mirrors. Like, especially on the draw when your opponent leads on Ragavan and you lead on Thoughtseize, you're never winning those games. Like, you might as well just concede the game. And the problem is we don't have a ton of removal for Ragavan, which is maybe the reason why we should not have this many Soul Guide Lanterns, because we're not trying to play a long game, and that's really what Soul Guide is there for, but... 1-drops and stuff I keep. That's my criteria for keeping hands. 1-drops and stuff. Ooh. So they probably have a removal spell. Kind of want to bait the removal spell with Swift Spear. Let's do that. Let's just go Swift Spear and Bobble. I don't want to expose the Ragavan quite yet. I can just dash it next turn if I want. They also are probably going to fetch Shock, which means maybe I can just play Scourge next turn. I gotta remember to turn off F6 when I'm playing with Mutagenic Growth, so they don't all automatically know I have it. Alright, well, now they know I don't have it because I would have obviously done it. Let's upkeep the Bobble. Wonder if this deck wants to play Gutshot. It's really good against DRC Ragavan. Alright, Den of the Bugbear. Gothy Voidwalker. That's not great. Our deck has a really hard time interacting with that card because we can't Lava Dart it. So maybe my only hope is just play Scourge and pray they don't have a Bolt. Because if I cast Lava Dart, my Lava Dart gets exiled. I only have one Lightning Bolt in my deck. Yeah, I think I'm just going to play Scourge. Maybe I'm supposed to hold the Scourge because if they do have Lightning Bolt in their hand and I wait a turn on the Scourge, I could just hold it up with Dart, and if they go to Bolt it, I could Dart them in response to put them to 16, which means my Scourge would survive. But then I'm also taking an uncontested 3 damage off the Gothy Voidwalker, and yeah. Well, they did have the Bolt. Unfortunate. I guess we can dash Ragavan now, so all hope is not lost. We definitely have to dash Ragavan here. Try and hit a removal spell off of their deck. God. Okay, well, their draw was unbeatable. I think I just have to play the Ragavan here and just kind of hope. I need to use my mana. I'm too far behind at this point. I know that it's not likely to work out, but we just kind of have to pray. Yeah, Voidwalker is rough for the removal spells that we're playing, because we don't have any bolts or... Okay, well, double heat, double bolt, huh? It's not going to be easy to beat this draw. Yeah, their draw was about as good as it gets. Not much we can do about that. Let's draw a card. Guess I'm technically not dead, because I can bobble to see if I draw my 1 bolt. Oh, they have Ragavan too. Alright, well. We tried. Alright, you win. Game number 3. I mean, I could bring in Kozilek's Return. I don't know if that's where I want to be, though. Gothy Voidwalker is a lot worse on the draw. Maybe I don't want this many lanterns. What if I just keep in, like, 3 Thoughtseize? Or what if I did, like, 2 Thoughtseize, 2 Lantern? Because Thoughtseize is a little bit better on the play, just having a couple of them. And, like, when I'm on the play, I don't really expect the game to go that long. Like, I'm not trying to play a long game with them. Their long game is much better than mine. So I think when you're trying to shorten the game, Thoughtseize is also a little bit better, because there's only certain cards that you really care about. Like, for instance, Gothy Voidwalker. Shadow Lava Dart Become Immense. Don't think I can keep that one. Sand's not great, but I think we kind of have to keep it. And I think this hand is just a YOLO Ragavan. We got a 1-lander, just Ragavan Cycle Bobble, and just hope it works out. I don't really think we have a choice. They don't always have the 1-mana removal spell, you know. There's some games they don't draw it. Against me, those games aren't very often, but, you know. Alright, bobble you in your upkeep. They have an Inquisition. Well, I hope they cast that. Our only hope is they cast... Never mind. Oh. Okay, so you're saying there's a chance. Give me a Lava Dart. That kind of works. I will cast the Growth to protect the Ragavan, if they block, which I assume they are going to block. Why wouldn't they? Alright, we found another good use for Mutagenic Growth. I'm going to play the Soul Scar, and I am going to cycle the Bobble, even though I could hold it for a Prowess trigger next turn. I really just want to hit land drops here. And also, if they have another creature, potentially hit a Lava Dart or something like that. They have a Terminate, which I assume they're going to kill the Ragavan with. They definitely should wait till their turn. Okay, that's a mistake. I could just have land second Ragavan. Probably not going to get punished, but... Let's go eat the Channeler. And I have every intention of just drawing a card with the Soul Guide Lantern, but I want to hold it up in case they have Dash Ragavan. And I assume at this point they're just going to save the Inquisition, because there's almost no reason to cast it. They should probably just save it for the Lyris. Okay, well, cycle this, try and find a removal spell. Draw a card. That is not a removal spell, but it's a creature. It's a pretty big creature now. Okay, alright. So let's attack for 2, and then now our Scourge can't get bolted. I don't know how many Terminates they play, but I don't think it's a full set, so... Bobble them upkeep. See what they're working with. Another Voidwalker. See, here's the spot where I don't mind them drawing Voidwalker, when they're behind on board. Like, if they cast Voidwalker, they're almost certainly dead. So, this is the one spot where I kind of hope they cast Voidwalker. And also, they missed a land drop last turn. So keep that in mind. Alright, they're going to take TBR. It's fine, just no Fatal Push. Okay, whatever. That's totally fine. So they have Dothy, Voidwalker, 2 unknowns. And there's no reason for them to cast any of those cards. Alright, we get a 10. We draw a card. Is that lethal? 4... This is going to stay at 4, so it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not quite, so we'll just attack for 5, and then play a Shadow. Now the Scourge is lethal. Extra lethal. Alright, I don't need this upkeep stop anymore. I think we're chilling. I mean, if they draw a removal spell for the Scourge, then we don't really have a lethal attack, but yeah, that's kind of what I was worried about. Because now they can just play their own Scourge, which they're going to. They must have drawn the Terminate, right? Because they probably would have cast Terminate last turn if they had it. It's unfortunate. 6, 7, 8. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, it's just lethal. Right, because they just block the Shadow and then I kill them with the Soulscar Mage. Wow. Alright, cool. Well, won both games with the Wombo combos. Won both games with the Wombo combos. Usually does not happen in matchups like this, but we'll take it. We're 2-0. I'll see you back here in just a little bit for round number 3. Alright, everybody, round number 3. Let's see. Can we keep it going? Let me know in the comments. This deck's been performing pretty well. I've been fairly impressed with it. 1 land Ragavan. I'm going to keep it. This hand's kind of awkward because Become Immense Mutagenic Growth is not the best without a prowess creature, and we have Ragavan. If the second Ragavan was a prowess creature, I'd be much happier about keeping this hand, but I think I'm going to lead on Blood Crypt because it's more important if I draw Thoughtseize. I understand that Blood Crypt can't cast Become Immense, but I'm realistically not winning this game unless I draw a second land anyways, so I think this is fine. Sojourner's Companion. Well, Ragavan's not the best against a bunch of Mem Knights. They have Relic of Progenitus main deck too? Jeez, that's rough. Well, this is not going to go well. Let me tell you. This is not going to go well. I mean, they might not block, so they might want the Thopter for material. Kind of happy either way, whether they block or they don't block. Alright, Thoughtseize you. Hope your hand is unplayable. So, take Thoughtcast, take Plating, leave them with 2 companions. Kind of have to. Kind of have to, but it's not exactly where I want to be. Like, we really need a Death Shadow if they get these companions into play, because that's the one card that outsizes them. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. They can't quite play the companion, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. They can play it next turn, but next turn they can play the companion. Alright, drew the Shadow. Question is, do I want to Mutagenic Growth to be able to play the Shadow this turn? I I kind of have to play the Shadow this turn, right? I think I do. I think I have to get the Shadow into play here. And just hope I draw a fetch land to be able to TBR Become Immense potentially next turn. I guess I'm going to lose a card with the Relic. So maybe this line was bad. Because they're just going to tap the Relic next turn. I don't think they're popping it. Yeah, they shouldn't pop it, right? Because if they... Oh, wow, they are going to pop it. Wait, what are they doing? I don't think... No, they shouldn't pop it. I guess they were thinking about cycling. Now they can play both of them. It's not great. It's not great. We tap the Relic, we exile a card. Yeah, the Relic making this Become Immense uncastable is really bad. Okay, so they have no cards. What's our plan here? I can not really do anything. I guess my plan is just kind of hope they attack and then kill them with TPR and Shadow. I'm going to bobble them now so I can get full information. Treasure Vault doesn't matter. Do I want to bin the Ragavan? Just to have an extra card in my graveyard? Nah, because we know they're breaking and they're just going to pop the Relic anyways. There's no point doing that. Like, if the top card of their deck was a spell, maybe I could see doing that. But we know the top card of their deck is a land, in which case they're 100% popping this. So there's just no reason to put that card in the graveyard. That was actually a really good draw. That's probably one of my better draws. I guess they can't really attack, right? They can attack with one, maybe? But if they attack with both, I just eat their thing, so... Okay, if we ever draw a land at any point... Question is, do I play the Scourge? I kind of have to, right? Just hope that I draw a land. It is a 6/6. So they're drawing Saga. Oh man, am I really gonna brick on land here? Because I have to draw a land this turn, I think. Land, please. Oh my god. Oh, not like this. Turn 6 and I haven't had my second land. I can't attack because they just double block. Oh, not like this. Not like this. Oh no. This is how it ends, huh? This is how it ends. Alright, late to the party, but... I have 2 TBRs anyways, so I don't really care about attacking here. I think the Shadow's a bad attack, because if I... That... 2, 3, 4, 5, 10... Are they just going to block with everything and lose it all? Okay. So 6... First strike, kill... First strike, kill these 2. Oh, they actually get to kill the Scourge, don't they? Because they have enough toughness. Okay, maybe this was bad. Yeah, they actually get to kill the Scourge here. I mean, they get to kill all of their creatures, but they also get to kill the Scourge, which is not great. So yeah, maybe this was bad. Yeah, I had in my head I had the math worked out differently, but that's because in the other scenario where they don't block, they're taking damage, so this way they actually get the trade, but they do lose their stuff. And I have a 5/5 versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Which I don't think is going to be lethal. And assuming I can survive the attack and draw land, I think we should be okay. Okay, this is 10, 11, 12. So if I block with everything... Problem is, if I block with Shadow, if they know how it works, they can just assign everything to Shadow. Oh, they're just not attacking. Well then. They're at 14? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 18 minus 11. Huh. Okay, what happens if I attack with the Swift Spear and the Shadow? No, that's bad, because they just block both. Right, they just block both. I think I can only attack with the Shadow. I mean, they're obviously going to play around a second TBR. They just blocked with both constructs, right? They only blocked with one, but still not quite enough for me. Because I only have 18 minus 11 is 7. Not even sure it's right to cast the TBR there. But yeah, it's only 11. Oh, they can even make it less, right? Yeah. 12. And then they equip this, and yeah, we die. Okay, because we just died of the Shadow Spear in the construct. I don't know if I could have done that any differently. I think it was just unfortunate that I bricked on land for so long. Alpine Moon's good. I actually kind of like Chalice in the play on 0. I don't know if I want Kozilek's Return or Lightning Bolt. The problem is Kozilek's Return, like, you don't really care about their small ball creatures anyways. The cards you care about are Saga and, I guess, Monitor, but K-Return's not the best against Monitor anyways. I think I'm going to cut all the Ragavans. They blank Ragavans so easily. All right, no Chalices. It's just too narrow. It's like exactly fine in your opening hand, but sometimes it's not even that good. This hand's really good. I'm going to lead on Soulscar into Shadow plus Thoughtseize. So let's get Blood Crypt. Go ahead and pass the turn. 3. So it's 17, 14, 12, potentially 10. I'm not going to cast... I don't necessarily want to cast the Growth, but... Yeah, the stupid Relic again. Maybe could have boarded out one of the Become Immenses, because they have so many relics. I don't know how many they have, but they had a main deck, so... Assuming if they have a main deck, that means they have a lot. Okay. That's an interesting card. Let's play Thoughtseize first. See what they're working with. Maybe we'll take a removal spell for our Shadow. 2, 3... Well, I don't know that I can beat the Etch Champion, so I think I'm just going to take it. And we'll stack for 2 and play Shadow. Maybe... The thing about the second Thoughtcast is the second Thoughtcast is not the most castable, at least next turn, because they only have 1 blue source. So I think leaving them with the second Thoughtcast is okay. And given that I don't have a Battle Rage, it's going to be really hard for me to beat the champion. So I think that's correct. Okay, not bad. Now we can take the second Thoughtcast. 2 Cranial Platings, huh? How worried am I about Cranial Plating? If I shove all in, am I dead? So the Thoughtseize puts me to 10. And then I go fetch. So it's 10, 7, 5. Oh, let me do the math here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So it's not lethal, which means I just don't play the Growth and I just cast the Alpine Moon. Yeah, so let's take the Thoughtcast. Oh, they also don't have a third mana source when I play the Moon, right? Yeah, because their third mana source dies, so they need the final land. You can have a Thoughtseize. It's fine. Okay, name Urza's Saga. And now we'll play our fetch land. Question is, do I attack with both? 3, 6... I'm just trying to think if I should leave something back. I don't think I should, right? Because it's 1, 2, 3. Even if they find, let's say, an untapped artifact land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I would go to 1 and then kill them. Well, they would just leave this back, right? To block, and then I would block here. Okay, no, that's fine. Yeah, I just can't fetch, though. Because artifact land would kill me if I fetched. So yeah, no fetch. I like attacking with both because it threatens lethal next turn if they don't find a land. So now it kind of puts them in the abyss. Okay, that's fine. Obviously not going to play the Saga. Can have a land. Don't really care. I think I'm not going to crack the fetch here. I assume they don't attack, yeah. Yeah, no crack the fetch yet. Second copy of Alpine Moon, huh? So is the Shadow lethal? 3, 6, 3, 6, 10. So it's a lethal attack if I attack with both. Problem is they only have to block one. So what happens is they block the Shadow, they draw an artifact land, and they go artifact land, plating, equip, and they have... Oh, but the Memnite dies. Right, so it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 after the Memnite dies. Okay, so I can actually attack with both here. Because this is a lethal attack. Because I need to force a jump block this turn. Alright, take one. I don't really want to crack this fetch. I don't think I do. But yeah, we just want to put them in the abyss. It's really bad if they find an Etch champion, but doesn't look like they have. Alright, so are they attacking? Alright, Thoughtseize down. Well, they can't attack, they're just dead on board if they attack, right? So their plan is to block. Plan is to block, huh? So I guess I could just load up on the Soulscar Mage then. I guess I should shut off the Treasure Vault. No, I actually don't want to give them white mana, because the card they could have drawn Dispatch. It's a card that they sometimes have in their sideboard. So I'm just going to name Saga again. Also better if they find a way to kill the first one. Play this, and then go to attacks. So they have to block the Shadow. Question is, how deep do I want to go? And what do I want to cast? Wait, what? Oh, I guess they're not dead on board if they block the Shadow, right? It's only 10. 3, it's actually only 9, so. I'm only representing 9. So they don't necessarily have to block the Shadow. I mean, they probably should, but... So I need to get this to at least 9, which means I think just fetch shock twice. That also lets me pick up the Lurrus. Let's just get Stomping Ground, I guess. Should be fine. So let damage happen, pick up Lurrus. I guess we die to a haste creature, like a Bomat Courier. It's fine. Pop the Relic. Please don't draw a Bomat Courier. Alright, Doomlake wins. Game 3. Do we want to change anything? Ragavan is certainly much worse on the draw. Wonder if we want this Apostle's Blessing. Could be good. Maybe trim a Thoughtseize in the draw. It's got the fancy Thoughtseize. I actually kind of like the Blessing because it helps us get through Etch Champion. It's like a 4th TBR kind of thing. Where if they just go Shields up with Etch Champion, we can potentially get around it. Oh, you know what? I should have brought in K-Return after they showed us the champion. As soon as I hit submit, I realized. That sounds good. Well, no removal, but I think we have to keep a hand like this. Yeah, I definitely should have brought in Ghostlight Return. I think Sans Etch Champion, I really don't think it's the best, but it's also like on the draw, costs 3 mana after they've already deployed a ton of stuff. But the fact that Etch Champion exists, I think, means that we probably have to have it. So that was a mistake on my part. Okay. No attacks, huh? Oh, they're playing around Ragavan. Do I want to cast a 2/2 Scourge of the Skyclaves? I mean, I could go Swift Spear, Alpine Moon attack, or I could go Scourge, or attack for 1, Scourge post-combat, it'd be a 2/2. I don't really think playing a 2/2 is that great here. So I think let's just go Swift Spear into Alpine Moon. Just because I want to use my mana. And I don't want them playing an Urza Saga. There is something to be said about holding the Alpine Moon for the turn they play Saga, but not when I'm getting in a Browse attack, so I think it's just a much more efficient use of my mana. So maybe next turn I could potentially go, you know, Scourge plus Shadow. I guess I can't because I'm at 16, but... So them getting an untapped land leads me to believe they have Champion... Although I guess they have the Drum anyways. Actual factual Mirror Enforcer. You love to see it. You absolutely love to see the Mirror Enforcer in 2022. When 4 isn't enough. When 4 isn't enough. Okay, that's enough Alpine Moons. Alright, Scourge time. At least they can't attack into it, so... I mean, I can't attack, so now we're just going to stare at each other, but... Until I eventually draw a TBR. This matchup is really awkward. Nope, never mind, there's no more staring. I'm just super dead. Equipping the Mirror Enforcer. Okay, alright, I'll just jump block. That... I don't mind chump blocking. Especially with the Become Immense in hand. Kind of surprised they didn't equip the Monitor there. Alright, blocks. Is the Monitor just lethal next turn? Is that why they didn't do this? It's bad. That's bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know why I'm counting. They have 10. Because that's plus 10, so it's 12 right now. Plus this is maybe 13. So I can't even really crack the fetch. I'm just so dead. I guess I could draw exactly Lightning Bolt. Well, actually, aren't I just priced into drawing exactly TBR? I don't even know if TBR is good enough, though. Right? Yeah, I mean, I'm not winning this game if I get hit by a Thought Monitor, so I'm just going to do this. Thin to try and draw TBR, or Lightning Bolt. It's fine. Should upkeep that. Mutagenic Growth, huh? Don't think that's going to be good enough. I guess I just have to hope they don't attack with the Monitor. Problem is I have no good attacks. Like, I can't even attack into the Mirror Enforcer because they just block. And like, there's no bluffing. They have to block if I have TBR, so there's no bluffing. So attacking is pretty bad. I mean, I can't really think of a reason they wouldn't just go for it here, but yeah, I don't know. This deck just doesn't have a lot of removal. Like, there's no Fatal Pushes, no Terminates, no Unholy Heats, there's only one Lightning Bolt in the sideboard, and that's just, you know, we're choosing to do that because we're playing with the Prowess cards, we're playing Lava Dart as our removal spell, but, you know, you are going to lose percentage points in a matchup like this. Alright, we're dead. That's round number 3. I'll see you back here in just a little bit for round number 4. Alright, we're back. Round number 4. Let's see if we can pick it up after that last loss. Tough loss. Yorion the Sky Nomad. That means there are Solitudes in my future. This hand's not bad. It's obviously, you know, when you choose to play this version over Grixis, you do lose a lot of percentage points against Solitude because you don't have Dress Down, but it's kind of the price you pay for playing these cards. And I fully understand that this deck has a really, really bad matchup against the card Solitude, but we are choosing to play the cards that we are choosing to play because I enjoy casting them. We'll just say that. Even though I understand it's probably not the correct version to be playing. Okay, Thoughtseize is not too bad. I think I'm still going to lead on Scourge, just to put a little bit more pressure into play. Could play a 3/3 Scourge next turn. 4/4 now that they've cracked a fetch. Unless they're Prismatic Ending. Okay. I'm still going to play Scourge here. I think I'm going to get another Blood Crypt for double shadow purposes. At least they don't have Bolt. Oh no, they only play like 1 or 2 copies of Bolt. Oh, it's so bad. And the Spreading Seas. All right, well, we are gonna get dumpstered. I'm gonna fetch shock for 2. I'm gonna fetch shock, play 2 shadows. If they have Solitude, I might just concede the game. I know people on YouTube always say that I concede the games too quickly, but you know, you just gotta know when you're beat. As the old saying goes, you gotta know when to hold 'em and know when to fold 'em. Yep, that's... Guess I have another shadow, so maybe we can go Thoughtseize Shadow here. It's probably not going to be enough, but we'll give it one more go. Oh, they have Ephemerate too. Okay. Alrighty then. Well, this matchup is basically unwinnable. I can't play any creatures because we know they have the Flashback Solitude. Or the Flashback Ephemerate. Oh boy. Alright, they go to 20, which means I can't even play Scourge if I draw it. And they have Iteration in their hand. And they drew Renin 6, which is also really bad. Well, good news is it's going to be a really quick match. Really, really quick match. Alright, your turn. Nothing to see here. I'm just over here playing my cards. 4-color deck's pretty good, huh? Pretty good deck. Pretty good deck. Blue, yada yada yada. Fury. Okay. Well, they're at 18, and I do have a Battle Rage. That's something, right? Something. They have 2 cards, and one of them's an Iteration. So I can play defense, but I don't really think playing defense is a winning line. If I attack... Yeah, because if they block with everything... I guess if I attack, they just block with Fury. And they force me to cast the TBR. Because the Fury would offer a trade. That trade's pretty bad for me. I can't afford to take that trade. I still think it's worth attacking here. Like, again, I'm not going to win this game by just sitting here doing nothing. This is not a good exchange for me, but it's an exchange I think I kind of have to make. It's not like this is a winning line, but maybe a second TBR could get me out of this. I could have attacked Ren. But, again, don't really think it's a winning line. Not really winning the game the longer this goes, so trying to just close the gap a little bit. The Exile, Abundant Growth. Sure. Yeah, this matchup is not good. Not good, not good. I mean, I guess maybe you could play Torpor Orb. I don't even know if that would help the matchup that much, but... They have Teferi. Seems like it. Okay, sure. Why not? I'm actually locked out of casting Lurrus now, because I only have 3 Blood Crypts. So I physically just can't cast Lurrus, unless I hit them with Ragavan, of course. Now this thing has Death Touch. Yeah, alright, I've seen enough. Alright, we're boarding against 4-color Soup. aka 4-color nonsense, because the deck is kind of nonsense. Blind Moon's not very good. Void Mirror's not... I mean, I guess Void Mirror shuts off Pitchcast Solitude. Is that even good? I don't really think so. I think my only shot in this matchup is to be as aggressive as humanly possible. It's like one of those things where you just have to turn your blinders on because the matchup is so bad and we don't really have a way to fix it. And you just have to go and kind of just hope they don't have it. Yeah, sometimes they don't have it, but not all the time. Now that we're down a game, we have to hope they don't have it twice, though, and that's not very likely. Hand's good. Going to lead on Swift Spear, Bobble, attack. Oh, I guess leading on Swift Spear is kind of bad, because then I can't double spell. Well, I can't double spell anyways, right? Because it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, I'm just going to play Swift Spear. I was thinking that if I played a black spell this turn, I could go Swift Spear, Shadow next turn, but I actually can't. Because I have 3 damage off of this, 2 off of this, 2 off of this, which is only 7, which puts me to 13, which is not enough to cast Shadow. Alright, Thoughtseize you, see what's up. Fury, Ice Fang, Omnath. I think I'll just take the Ice Fang. I mean, their hand's actually not really that good. Do I want to cast this Lava Dart? I think I'm going to Lava Dart myself. For shadow purposes. I play the Hallowed Fountain. Alright, my turn. Second copy of Death Shadow. Okay, let's go attack. We have lethal? Let's do some quick math. So, mutagenic Lava Dart become immense. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 13. They would go to 2. Do we want to put them to 2? Put them to 2 and play a Death Shadow? Make sure I did my math right again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, plus 6 is 12, plus the browse is 13. So they would go to 2. We would have a Swift Spear and a 3/3 Death Shadow, which means they would be able to Fury the Shadow. I think it's actually pretty good. It doesn't kill them, but the thing is, we kind of have to get a little bit lucky again, as I've said before. So we're just going to put them to 2 and play a Shadow and kind of hope it works out. So they go to 2, we play a Shadow. The good thing about this is they have Fury, but we have a 3/3 and a 1/2, so they can't Fury both creatures. Which means that if they pitch cast Fury, they also can't fetch twice. Which is definitely something to consider here. They actually can't fetch at all. Because if they take a point of damage from the Swift Spear, they cannot fetch. Oh, that's bad. Did not factor in them drawing exactly Ephemerate. Okay, that makes this worse, obviously. I actually can't play the Shadow because of the Ephemerate. 10, 7... Oh, it would be a 6/6, though, if I fetch Shock. Okay, that's fine, then. I'll play the Shadow. Yeah, if they Ephemerate the Fury, I can just fetch Shock to make it a 6/6. They played Breeding Pool last turn. Alright, well. Do they have another piece of removal? Afford to play around it. Get Stomping Ground? No, because it doesn't really matter if I draw Become Immense. The Shadow's going to be lethal anyways. So they have Flooded Strand, Scalding Tarn, some unknown cards. That's a really good draw step. Right, we need a Lava Dart or a TBR. Lava Dart just kills them because they're at 2. This is bad because if I shock, then they just chump block and then kill me on the backswing because I'm at 5. So maybe I have to shock pass, or I guess shock pick up Luris. I play this tapped. I'm forced to block, which means I can't really do that because then it's just a trade. Yeah, okay. I don't think attacking... Well, attacking is obviously bad because I'm just dead on board. Green, green, white. Yorion. Okay. Question is, do they attack with Ice Fang? Probably not, right? Think so. Ragavan. It's almost lethal. I guess I could attack. Force a block on the Ice Fang. And then, assuming they don't have a removal spell, I can just play Luris as a chump blocker. Block the Fury. The Yorion the Fury, which doesn't do anything. Then I can attack with the Shadow. Yeah, I actually think attacking is good. I think I have to attack. Again, not really beating many spells here. Alright, chump block happens. We play Luris. Hope they don't have anything. You know they have Yorion. God, I'm gonna be 1 point short this game, aren't I? Close game. 1 point short. I think I like the lines that I took this game. Again, the matchup is horrendous, so you just kind of have to go for it. I will make the forced block. I'm choosing to make this play because the Ragavan is a lethal attacker. So imagine a world where they cast the Yorion, the blink on the Fury doesn't do anything, and then I just draw a Swiss Spear. Then I can go dash this play, Swiss Spear, kill you. God, that's gross. Alright, Lava Dart, Lava Dart, Lava Dart, Lava Dart, Lava Dart. Damn it. I think I have to hold the Ragavan. Yeah. Just not winning this game anymore. This is 9 damage, I go to 4. Yeah, this is definitely a reason to play the blue version of Shadow. Well, Ragavan plus mutagen growth is technically lethal. They're going to play Solitude. Or Yorion. And now Lava Dart's not even an out. I don't even think we have outs now. Yeah, I don't really think there was much I could have done different this game. I think my cards just kind of played themselves, and just is what it is. Horrendous matchup. Came pretty close. You know, I would expect to lose to this deck, but... Alright, 2-2. See if we can go ahead and get to 3-2. I will see you back here in just a little bit for round number 5. Alright, everybody, we are in the oh-so-familiar 2-2 bracket. Let's see if we can go ahead and close out the league with a W. I'm like 99% sure our opponent is playing Jeskai Prowess, because I don't think I've ever seen them play anything else. Yeah, there's the Luris. I mean, Luris could mean anything, but I'm going to assume Jeskai Prowess. This hand is fine-ish. I think I'm going to give up the damage to Bobble myself, because I can't afford to draw a land with this hand, and I just want to find action. Ideally, is Lava Dart good? Lava Dart's okay against them, because they have Ragavan and Channeler, but... Although, maybe that's bad with... Given that I have the Scourge of the Skyclaves in hand. Yeah, I changed my mind. Yeah, I'm actually just going to save the Bauble for turn 2. Again, reminder not to F6 when I play a deck with Mutagenic Growth. Mutagenic Growth is essentially just Mental Misstep. Not the best against Prismatic Ending. Alright, cool. So they're not going to block. I'm going to have a 5-5. Hopefully they don't have Prismatic Ending. Because it's going to be bad if they do. Alright, so let's cast this Bauble. So I can make my Scourge a 5-5. Let's just go to attacks. I could choose to not attack to have 2 blockers back for the Ragavan, which is better if they have Prismatic Ending, but it also means that my Scourge is only a 3/3, which means it would die to Bolt, so I don't think I want to do that. Bobbling now, just in case I draw Growth on their turn. And they have Inspiring Ventage. Become immense, huh? And they know about this Soulscar Mage. Well, yeah, no, they know about the Soulscar Mage. Please, no ending. Please, no ending. Damn, it looks like they have it. Always do. Alright, so we get smacked by Ragavan. We need to find another threat. Alright, at least that's a brick. Okay, Soulscar Mage. Need something good. That is the opposite of good. I don't think they're going to block, so we'll take our free point of damage. Wow, they blocked? Wow. Alright, well, I don't have Lightning Bolt. I'm shocked that they blocked there. That seems like a very risky block. If I kill the Ragavan, they just lose both creatures. I don't know if I would have made that block. Alright, Soulscar down. Not sure I would have made that block. Alright, we'll take 4, go to 9. You know, opponents just doing their own thing. It is what it is. Swift Spear, huh? Well, this is an uncontested Ragavan. I think I'm going to fetch now, just because I don't want to have to shock, potentially. Okay. It's not awful. Can I go to 5 to pick up Lurrus? They have 2 cards in their hand? I probably have to, right? Yeah, I probably have to. Alright, go. We got 2 blockers to block these 2. We're going to do a Bolt, but I guess maybe that's a reason to not pick up the Lurrus, is because we're dead to exactly Bolt. And if I just don't shock there, I'm at 7. Bolt is only 5 damage, so they're too short. It's close. Because now I have to block the Ragavan and the Soulscar Mage. I mean, they might just not have a spell. It's their last card. Can't beat many spells. Okay, that's fine. So, no attacks? Maybe no attacks? I think I can attack. See, we draw. Hopefully it's a Temur Battle Rage. Ooh, nice. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna go for it. Play on Spell Pierce. Is there any reason to attack with the Soulscar Mage? Yeah, because it's an extra 3 points of damage if they don't block it. So what they could do is like double block Lava Dart to maybe have enough toughness to survive it, but okay. Well, I don't even need to cast the Become Immense now. The TBR is just lethal by itself, right? Because it's 16 minus 1 is 15. So this is just lethal. I don't need to do anything else. I can just pass priority. Okay, so they died. Cool. All right, game 2. Let's bring in Lightning Bolt. A common misconception, or I don't know. I don't know how I stand on this. Kozilek's Return versus Prowess. Let me know in the comments. Because the problem with Kozilek's Return versus Prowess creatures specifically, like Soulscar Mage and Monastery Swift Spear, is if they have any spell, it just counters your Kozilek's Return. The thing is, they probably have Sanctifier in Vex, so I think I just kind of have to board it in. I don't really want to mess with Lanterns, because we're just racing the graveyard. I don't think Lurrus matters as much in this matchup. I think it's just a pure race. I kind of want the protection spell, and I just want to cut all my Thoughtseizes. I don't need to damage myself with Thoughtseize, because they're going to be attacking me early on. Yeah, like this. This is a nice little setup. There is some tension between Ragavan and Kozilek's return, but most of the time your opponent's going to have to kill Ragavan. So there's not, like, if Ragavan's on the field, you're probably winning anyways, which means you just don't need to cast the Kozilek's return. And if they kill Ragavan, then you can just cast it, so. I'm going to keep this. It looks bad, and it's not great, but we do have answers to Ragavan and Channeler, and I have 2 Scourges, which I think is one of my better threats in the matchup, especially because they're playing 3 colors, which means they're more likely to fetch and shock early on. So my Scourge is very likely to be a 5/5 on turn 2. Or at least a 3/3, which I can protect against Bolt with Growth. So that's basically Prismatic Ending or bust with this hand. Unless they just have 2 fast lands and my hand's just unplayable, but... Alright, what do we got? Please play an X1. Don't play a Prowess creature. Play a Ragavan or a Channeler. Pretty please. Okay, there's the Fetch Shock, which makes my Scourge good. Ragavan. Question is, do I play around a Dash Ragavan and main phase the Dart? Or, excuse me, do I main phase the Dart to play around Spell Pierce or hold the Dart to play around a Dash Ragavan? I think if they spend their turn dashing Ragavan, I'm kind of okay with that. So I'm just going to kill it. I have no intention of sacrificing my Blood Crypt, so I'm just going to F6. If they want to dash Ragavan, that's cool. I can live with that. Again, just the follow-ups of Scourge into Scourge is so good. They're gonna need what you call it, Prismatic Ending. And the nice thing about them leading on Steam Fence is they can't play Sanctifier on turn 2. And that was one of the worries with this hand, is because my hand is just double Scourge, no TBR. Sanctifier gets me pretty good. I hope they crack this fetch. I don't think they're going to. No, they did not. Alright, let's... I will crack my fetch, though. I want to make it a 5/5. Or maybe that was dumb. Maybe we should just play a shock land, because it's not going to be a 5/5 anyways, because they're at 17. I don't know what I was thinking. I guess if I draw Death Shadow, it's better to play the fetch, because then I can play a 2/2 Shadow. Yeah, maybe it's better to play the fetch if I draw Shadow. Although I guess I could just shock this turn. Oh no, yeah, because if I shock this turn and fetch next turn, it's a 1/1 Shadow. So yeah, this is better if I draw Shadow. Hopefully they just don't have ending. Maybe they just dirtle around with... Oh. Well, I don't have any basics. Just the old no basic lands. Who plays Path anyways? Come on. Who plays Path anyways? Alright, I'll take 2. I'm in. Shadow. Not exactly a good draw. Let's play the Scourge. I think I'm going to play the Verdant Catacombs. Leave my options open a little bit more. Alright, don't have another path. Please don't have another path. Oh no. Uh-oh. Lightning Bolt targeting Scourge of the Skyclaves. Okay. That resolves. If they go to cast another burn spell, like if they have a Lightning Bolt, they have Lava Dart. Okay. Question is, do I try and bait them into flashing back the Lava Dart? Because if I Lava Dart them, they go to 15 and I have a 5/5 with 4 damage on it. Attack 6. Yeah, I think that ends up being better. Well, no, I think it does, yeah. Because it makes them use more resources. Problem is, I don't think I'm going to be able to block anyways. Oh no, because I can dart them twice, right? If they flash back the dart, well, I guess I could just dart them. Okay, so right now it's a 5/5 with 4 damage on it. Yeah, so what I can do is fetch shock and then go to 7. Yeah, this works. Fetch shock, dart them. And then if they attack, I can mutagenic growth my Scourge. Right? Because it's a 6/6 with 5 damage on it. Wait, can I block? 4/8. So it would be an 8/8, 9/9. No, it'd be a 9/9 with 5 damage on it. I can't block, right? Lava Dart them. They go to 13. It's a 7/7. And then Mutagenic Growth, it's a 9/9. So right now I have 6, 7, 8, 9. Do I just have to take this and hope to draw TBR? I mean, I can't trade. I can't win if I trade, right? Am I missing something? 6/6 with 5 damage on it. 7/7, 9/9. 9/9 with 5 damage on it, blocking a 4/5. That's 9 damage. Okay, so I just take this and draw TBR. Cool. Good to know. All right, TBR. Please, TBR. TBR. You know, some may say it's too free. Some may say it's too free. I would tend to agree with them. All right, so we did get to close it out with a 3-2. We took a loss to... What did we lose to besides 4-color? I'm trying to remember. I know we got destroyed by 4-color. I'll have to go back and watch, but yeah, the 4-color matchup is unwinnable. And, oh, we lost to Rakdos. Right. We lost to Rakdos, I think. I'll have to go back and watch. But anyways, this next suite, you know, I am a huge fan of... This is like one of... Besides Affinity, like the really old school Affinity, this is kind of like the first deck that really got me into Modern, back when Gitaxian Probe was still around. The, you know, Death Shadow with like Wild Nikado and Gitaxian Probe and 4 Battle Rage and 4 Become Immense. Like, I love playing these types of strategies. I know they're not very good. As you can see, we just can't beat a Solitude in a million years, but this deck's a lot of fun. If you enjoy, you know, casting Temur Battle Rage, maybe this is the deck for you. I think I like this approach with the Prowess creatures and the Lava Darts. Just, you know, be as aggressive as possible. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, thumbs up. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought, and I'll see you guys in the next one.